I want to welcome you to Black Site, and tonight we're going to talk about martial law coming soon to America. In one of my last videos, I talked about a month-long quarantine, and it seems like we are on schedule for that happening across America. But I think this coronavirus is going to get worse, and we're going to see martial law. We're going to see the national government of this country, headed by Donald Trump, take complete control of this country with the United States military to stop this coronavirus. Dr. Anthony Fauci just said today it's going to get much worse. And we don't know how worse it's going to get, but we do have models in China, we have models in Italy coming on, Germany, France, also South Korea. These countries have been devastated by this virus. And with our slow testing being done, we don't know how many people are walking around infecting other people within this country. And when you have a wide outbreak, you will have panic and chaos. It will get to the point where people will not want to go outside the house, but there will also be people who don't have enough supplies, who may start and resort to robbing and stealing. This is where the military comes in. This is where the federal government can control the media. They can control every aspect of industry. They can control anything that moves within the borders of the United States. This is why I tell so many of you out here right now that you must be prepared, especially in the African American community. You have to have supplies in your house, especially if you're single mothers. And I'm not picking on you. You have to have basic goods to where you can make large meals for your children. We know 72% of the women in our community are single women, are not married. But the men also, if you have children and you haven't been around those children, come closer to your family and take care of those children. Make sure that single mother has enough money to get the supplies that's needed, because this thing is going to get worse. This is a harbinger of things to come, and we can't sit around thinking that the government, the state, local, county, city government is going to rescue us. We saw what happened in Katrina when nobody was prepared for that national disaster, and people died on their roofs and in water because they were not prepared and they did not listen to the instructions of the government. We have to, as Americans, prepare ourselves and our family. We have one basic rule in life that the Bible and everyone has given. You take care of your family first. It's not the government's job. It's your job to protect your family, to make sure they have enough to eat, that they're clothed. And this situation has brought everything to light. And if things get worse, you will see the troops on the street trying to control chaos. I'm telling you right now, you still have time. Don't laugh this one off. Don't get involved with all the politics of the media. You have to right now buckle down and make family decisions that is best for you, your children, and your immediate family. Don't wait till the last minute. Have enough for at least 4 weeks to a month. And I'm not telling you to go out and spend a lot of money, because there's things in the store that you can buy that's extremely cheap, like canned goods. spaghetti sauce. You will see a lot of stuff like that, especially spaghetti sauce, that's flying off the shelves. Pasta, things that you could buy that's cheap. It's not expensive. Gives you those carbohydrates that you need for your body. And we know now that they're canceling school that your children will be at home all day, possibly for a month or longer. I know in certain cities they're opening up public schools where your child can go and get a lunch or a breakfast. They can walk down to the local school, which is good. But most parents probably will not let their children outside the house. So you will have to plan how you're going to structure your meals for your family and kids. And I'm going to say something that many of you may not understand. You may have to protect yourself. Because if things get out of control, and you know if you live in the hood, if you live in the inner city, and things go awry, you know how some of the savages will act. You may have to protect you and your family. You may have to lock those doors. Now, I know many of you out there saying this is extremely alarming video and that I am scaring you. No, I'm not scaring you. I'm talking about right now preparing yourself for the worst. You have to. Because with a country of 325 million, the government cannot save us all. If you know anything about the government, if the government was on, like I said, the federal government was to disperse, they only have so many beds for their underground shelters for the government to last. And it ain't for 325 million. It's possibly upwards to 5 to 10,000. So basically, right now, most of us are left on single islands. Yes, we will receive some support from the city, state, federal government, but it may not be enough. This is why we have to think of ourselves first. And as a community, those in every community, especially the African American community, we have to find a way to come together and help each other. Something that we haven't done for quite a while. This is a serious outbreak happening in this country. And you must take it serious, because when it comes down, when you see them troops on the street, you can run out there and say anything you want. Under martial law, they can kill you, shoot you, drag you, and they can do whatever they want to do, okay? Once it goes into effect. So you don't want to be put in a position where you will be out in the streets at any time, unless they're giving out basic supplies to people in certain districts. I want you all to know right now that we're going to reach a peak, and like Anthony Fauci said, it's a day-by-day situation of how this thing is going to go. It can go bad, it can get worse, and then they snap their fingers. The president signs in martial law, and everything is set down forward. He controls everything. So hopefully this whole pandemic goes away. Hopefully it reaches a curve where we can stop this pandemic and it recesses. But right now, the way it's going is looking pretty bad for this nation. I want to thank you for listening to Black Psych, this quick take about martial law coming soon to America. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and share this video.